Well, good morning, friends and family. I'm out on this Friday morning taking Hunter for his morning walk, and I'm sitting down here at the town square where Schweitzer Fest has been going on. Today's devotion from our Walking with Jesus comes in the story of the healing at the Pool of Bethesda. It's from John chapter 5, verses 1 through 15. Let's see if we can keep this going right. Here's the story. Afterwards, Jesus returned to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish holy days. Inside the city, near the sheep gate, was the Pool of Bethesda with 5 covered porches. Crowds of sick people, blind, lame, or paralyzed, lay on the porches. One of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years. When Jesus saw him and knew he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, "Would you like to get well?" "I can't, sir," the sick man said, "for I have no one to put me into the pool when the water bubbles up. Someone else always gets there ahead of me." Jesus told him, "Stand up, pick up your mat, and walk." Instantly the man was healed. He rolled up his sleeping mat and began walking. But this miracle happened on the Sabbath, so the Jewish leaders objected. They said to the man who was cured, "You can't work on the Sabbath. The law doesn't allow you to carry that sleeping mat." He replied, "The man who healed me told me, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" "Who said such a thing as that?" they demanded. The man didn't know, for Jesus had disappeared into the crowd. But afterwards, Jesus found him in the temple and told him, "Now you are well, so stop sinning, or something even worse may happen to you." Then the man went and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who had healed him. As I think about this story, we often think that what we're going through in the moment is the worst thing that could happen. This man had been sick for 38 years. That's a pretty severe deal to go through. And yet Jesus warns him that if you don't follow me, if you don't stop sinning, something worse can happen. I remember as a young child being told, do you care enough for your neighbors to tell them about Jesus? Because without Jesus, there's a worse fate ahead. Too often we look at our trials and we think that that's it. It can't get much worse than this. And I've even joked at times in saying, don't say that because something worse could happen. We all know that this isn't all that there is. We believe in heaven. We believe in a life beyond. And so we know that there's greater things in store. But do we truly care for those for whom not greater things are in store, but maybe worse things are in store? Are we willing to care for them, to truly love them enough to help them not just get through this illness, but deal with their illness of their sin? For that's truly what Jesus came to do. Yes, he healed people. Yes, he did the miraculous. Yes, he taught us how to live for the kingdom. But he came to save us from our sins. And on this Friday, as I think about all the people who are going to be here at Schweitzer Fest, I wonder how many of them know that there's an option that they could be free from their sins. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the morning.